Bullshit.
It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich, CEO and founder of Massolutions, the world's only no bullshit marketing firm. Today, I have Marcel McCaskill with us. He's a key team member who handles all of our visual stuff, video, photography, telling the stories for the clients, the Massolutions No BS platform, and me. Marcel, welcome to another appearance on the show.
Thank you, Dave. This is second time. Hopefully,
No, I think it's your third.
It's third time.
I think it is. You were on with Carter.
Yeah.
You've been on with
Oh,
me.
that is correct. Yeah, this is my third time.
Yeah. So you still have a long ways to catch Carter, who is our leader with 7 appearances.
Oh
and then
boy,
T-Rod has 5. So you have a couple more to catch up.
I do.
Marcel, the reason I wanted you on the episode today was during COVID-19, what we did was adapted, and I preached adapting, innovating, and communicating during the crisis. And what we did at Massolutions was our adapting and our innovating helped our clients communicate. And what we decided very early, actually, I think it was March 20th, I was in the middle of doing...
It's my birthday.
It was your birthday because I was doing the workshop. Remember, I was doing
Yeah.
the workshop when they first said we had to close, and I did a virtual workshop
That's correct.
that had 15 chief executives in it. And in the midst of that workshop, a light bulb went off, and I came back to the whole team and I said, hey, this Zoom stuff worked for this workshop. We need to take this to another level during this crisis to help our clients communicate. So we decided to create a product and service that would enable clients to communicate quickly and easily with key stakeholders like employees, customers, and potential prospects. And the way we wanted to do that was we wanted to provide those companies with the chance to have their leaders telling the story. We wanted to be able to turn it around quickly, and we were able to do it in 1 day early, and then we realized we had to make that 3, and then we actually said, let's make it 5 as volume grew.
Yep.
We can turn around quickly. We wanted to leverage my interviewing skills so I could help prep them before they talked and said, look, I know you have an authentic story to tell. Let's practice it a little bit, then I'll throw some questions your way. And then we leveraged your skills to take and make that video look fantastic so it had all the visuals it needed and all those elements. And we wanted to be able to do that in an affordable fashion. So now here we are a couple months later, and we're 10 weeks maybe since mid-March. And I'm doing it in my head. Yeah, it might be right there. And we probably have done close to 40 of these Zoom interviews that have turned into ways to communicate to employees, ways to communicate to patients for some of our healthcare clients, prospects, current customers. Wanted to just have you on to talk about your experience with that and tell us how you do it.
Yeah. So this year being my first full year being a professional videographer and being a specialist in creating content, the Zoom product was definitely something that was new to me. So my ability to learn from making, around 40 different Zoom videos for different clients, I was able to adapt into creating a quick turnaround for products. I want to say I had around up to 3 to 4 clients at a time with us making the Zoom products because we were pounding them out really. And you can say it was a lot on my plate, but it was a perfect chance for me to know which one to prioritize first,
Right.
and have a really good productive day, pounding out 2, 3, 4, 5 even at some times a day. I know there's some times where me and you, we were up 10 o'clock at night with some of our clients on the West Coast, and we were able to have that video done within the matter of 48 hours.
And what it did was it gave our clients the chance to communicate visually, and video and visual storytelling is so essential, which is why we continually expand in that area. And Marcel's been a great new team member. It gave our clients the chance to really talk directly to employees, customers. It gave their sales team a chance to tell their story to prospects, and any other internal stakeholders were also part of that storytelling. And so it really helped. And what I noticed, I thought this was really powerful for you and a testament, is that when someone new comes into any kind of profession, there's a big learning curve, and you've done well with that. But then when you come into a company like Massolutions, which we have our warts and all, and we have our weaknesses and challenges, but we also have our strengths. And one of our strengths is we are known for getting things done, and we have a very diligent, systematic, organized crew. So someone coming in that's a creative like you one of the biggest adjustments I have to believe was how we've coached you up on how to be even more organized than you were.
Mm-hmm.
And then the early going of these was tough because we were all, the whole entire team was involved with these, and we had to make sure we got every detail right. And we all missed the mark from time to time, and we had to go back and fix things. But I've got to believe that's one of the things that's really impacted you.
I definitely within the past 2 to 3 months, my organizational skills and communication skills have went throughout the roof, from my own personal gang, from creating my own standard operating procedures for everyone to be able to know what I'm doing, how I'm doing, how many hours it's going to take for me to do that. I feel like that was key for me for my own professional growth. And then from just overall communicating with our client and project managers that what I'm working on throughout the week, I'll let them know what projects of theirs is getting done, what time they should receive them. So this is something, I wasn't used to before. So not only working with the CPMs, but the CPMs felt comfortable that they brought me in front of the leaders of different companies. I feel like that is also something else that has provided a lot of professional growth for myself.
Well, what I noticed, and it's, again, a lot of compliments to you, and I don't want this to just be like a praise each other show, because you obviously, like I said, Mass Solutions has many areas where we want to get better at.
For sure.
What I'm impressed with you is I've been comfortable because I've had many conversations with you since the first day, and Mike Gaddy and Bonita have also been comfortable with putting you in front of clients. And during this, we had no choice. If we weren't there yet, if we weren't comfortable with you, we'd have still had to do it, because we just, like you said, 10 o'clock at night, we're talking to a CEO from the West Coast and doing a Zoom video, and you've handled yourself with aplomb. And you've asked good questions. And then, like, what has happened a lot of times is we get it going, and I would just go, okay, Marcel, I like A and B, but tell me what you think about C on this video. And you'd go, yeah, A and B are rocking it. C, we got to change. But what if you guys try D? And so then we'd all go, okay, let's try D. So it was like a good team effort, and the clients were very into it. They were happy to talk to you and me and to brainstorm.
Yeah, I totally love how, as we were able to provide this Zoom product to other clients, it added a diverse amount of different types of CEOs, different types of people that was being able to engage with.
Absolutely. And then it now is to the point where just about every client is leveraging some level of the video. And we have 3 or 4 different levels. We have the Zoom product, which is a quick, informal one that I want to get into, where you talk a little bit about the post-production and lower thirds. Mm-hmm. Then we also have a product to help people with follow-ups during relationship building. That's a video product that really works well for CEOs, chief executives, and others with their leadership team and with their employees, but also can help sales teams quite a bit. So that's a second video. And then the third level is another one that's more when we get back to being able to be on site, where we come in and we have creative director and you, and we're lighting it and shooting the video, still not trying to make it into the super duper formal videos of the 90s and 2000s, but making it better than a do-it-yourself video. So we've got those 3 different types of levels that we have for clients. Let's go back to the Zoom one. So now I'm on the Zoom with, say, a CEO, and she and I are talking, and we gather some information. We go through it. We practice. We hit, say, this is it. 3, 2, 1. We're going live. When we're done, I get to go and say, I'm done. Now you tell me what happens after that.
Yeah. So that's the part where I step in, where I'm at. I take the video, I export it. I definitely get transcripts of what it was said, so I have it not only for me but for others on our team to be able to look back on it. From there, I add branding of the companies that we're working for, their lower thirds. I'll give them their name, their titles, and then from there I'm able to make the full video, but also make micro clips for them to, whether they're talking about their product, I'm able to make micro clips for them talking about the product that they easily send over on social media, YouTube, give links for their emails so that they can send it to not only clients but internally.
And when we were in the many of these, they ask us to put a chart or a graph on, and you do that as well.
Yep.
And talk about what lower thirds means, because a lot of times we all get into our own jargon, but there might be someone that's not quite familiar with that. They will know instantly when we describe it. But
Yeah. So like lower thirds are just basically a graphic that comes on screen that is giving your first and last name, your job title, usually some additional information could be how long you've been working at that area.
And then when we were in the middle of the COVID-19 at the very early stages, we had a couple of physicians who were really on the cutting edge of talking about this to try and tell the story in a way that was easier to understand. And so you had to do a lot of charts about herd immunity. You
Yeah.
were showing the rates and so forth, and you were able to develop and hone all those so they were easy to understand.
Yeah, so I was able to create graphs of basically what they were talking about, whether there's an increase or a decrease. I was able to manipulate my graph to be able to show that on the video screen. And I do want to say with the physicians, not only like with the whole COVID, we're all adapting, but they were also adapting too, because they are physicians. You don't expect them to be in front of a video screen, just being, really comfortable with being on video
Right.
and recording, but yet they were adapting to the certain instances that we were going through, and they were able to create something that's part of their storytelling that is so beneficial.
Here's my take on this whole thing and why I believe we have a space and a reason for being for our clients. Video is what everybody needs to have.
Yes.
People tend to go one of two directions, and what we try to do is go kind of middle to upper third of the one direction. So one direction is, I hate being on screen. I don't want to be bothered with it, so they don't want to do it. But that same person might say, so I'm going to hire someone and we're going to stage it. We're going to put the lights up. We're going to practice. We're going to go, oh, I made a mistake. Let's rewind and do that again.
Mm-hmm.
So what that is doing is going the other way. And that is, I throughout my career have had the chance to produce some major commercials that were 6-7 figures in production costs. Those days are gone for all but the Fortune 50 companies, probably. And even those Fortune 50 companies know and do the quick, almost DIY videos. So what I want to do is say, let's not do DIY, because even if someone does feel comfortable on camera and they just do it themselves, they're losing a couple of things. They're losing the storytelling strategy, which is what Mass Solutions brings to the table. And I'll say this, we bring that better than most in the world. That's something where I'll put it out there and say, we're going to bring you a storytelling strategy and what each word means and why it says what it says and what the visuals are. That storytelling strategy and that coaching and that helping with the message that's told and the story that's told. And then shoot it in a manner that's better than do it yourself, but isn't so formal that it takes long or costs you that much.
Exactly.
So my pitch to you out there is, if you're someone that's not using video, we can help you go from 0 to 60 miles an hour pretty quickly without crushing your budget. Mm-hmm. If you're someone out there that's only doing the staged ones, or the majority of your stuff is the staged ones, we can help you get to the point where you're having videos more frequently and affordably, so they're on your LinkedIn page, they're on a YouTube page, they're just sent out as a part of a sales touch.
Yes.
Like ultimately, you should have these videos we're talking about where you can send something out that's personalized in a touch to a potential big client and doesn't look fake.
Yep.
And that's my philosophy and why I think we're in a different position than most.
Yeah, I'd like to just touch on what you said about the word personalized, just because for someone who may be uncomfortable, what we can provide with our video products is to put them in front of the screen. When you're putting something on your LinkedIn, a video, you should be the star of the show. So what we have, we're able to put them in front of it without, getting all fancy for something high production. What we have is, something low budget, but can push that storytelling capability that they're looking for,
and can get them in a comfort level. So what I think really helps them is when we're both on the call with them and you're really going to see me on screen interviewing them, that just totally puts them in a different situation, because they know my interviewing style is conversational. They've seen the podcast and listened to the podcast, and we've talked beforehand. So I'm just going to ask you an open-ended question.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to read and react to what you said. So if you say something down this path, I'm going to ask you a question related to that. It's not going to rattle you because it was about what you just said.
Exactly.
And I think that interviewing style gets them to a comfort level, and then they look more authentic and they look like the thought leaders they are. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you just hand them that script themselves and they're like this going, and what we do to help our customers is, that's a lot different than, tell me how you're different for your customers. Well, the way we're different for our customers, Dave, is blah, blah, blah. And then I jump in and say, wait a minute, add a little bit to that. And it just really helps them. So you're seeing these people come across as the thought leaders they are, instead of stiff and stilted, or as someone who doesn't put themselves on camera. So we're giving the best of both. Yeah,
and I really wanted to say just a little nugget to those who we did work with, that we've seen so much growth throughout the Zoom products that we've been making throughout the 2 to 3 months that we've been working with them. With everyone, we've seen so much growth from the first Zoom call video that we did to what we're doing now.
Agreed. I think that every one of us got better. You got better. I got better. I remember the first one I just did it in my basement, and we didn't even think about the track lighting or whatever you call it, recessed lighting. And so I have this like weird glow on me that's like, looks like I'm in outer space. So we quickly changed that and said we can't do it there. And then I ended up saying, I have this microphone in the office that we use for the podcast. Why don't I just plug this into my laptop? And wow, all of a sudden the crispness of the sound was better. And then just got more comfortable each time with the whole thing. So I was much more comfortable. Each of those 5, 6, 7 clients that were each doing multiple videos, each of them got more comfortable. You got more comfortable on the call, but you got more comfortable with the post-production process. The CPMs, the client and project managers, got more comfortable with how to get it out there and how long it would take, so we could manage expectations.
Exactly.
Because at the beginning, we truly had to have a couple of them done within a day.
Yeah.
The first 5 or 6 had to be done within a day, and that put you and me under a great deal of stress. Then we got it to where it was 2 or 3 days. Then we had some clients that just wanted to buy it, and it wasn't a COVID thing.
Exactly.
So it could be 4 days or 5 days. And that's really when we said, okay, this works great. So if we shoot this on a Monday, you might get it by Thursday or Friday. But if you need it sooner, we can do that too.
Exactly. And that has our capability of making this something that is post-COVID. That's why we have it as a product. That's why we are expressing it to other potential clients about the capabilities that this can do, the power of storytelling. This is, the gateway that can be directly tied to what they're looking for.
We're going to end it on that. That was a great ending from Marcel McCaskill. He is our visual guru in that photography, video, post-production, all this stuff, and he's a key member of the team. It brings a whole nother element to us, and we want to continue to grow. We've got the video storytelling for you, whether it's the Zoom product, whether it's the product that allows you to personalize messages after a major sales call or after a big senior leadership meeting. We've got the third level where we can come on site and plan that ahead and script it ahead, but still shoot it quickly and still produce it quickly. We're looking to get you video quickly and affordably that you can use again and again on your LinkedIn posts. It can be on your YouTube page. It can be sent in emails to prospects. It can be on your website, all kinds of uses for it. And that's the video storytelling aspect here at Mass Solutions that we're excited about. So thanks for listening to us. And Marcel, thanks for being on your 3rd appearance.
Thank you. Well said, Dave. Thank you.
And to our loyal listeners, remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.